Hey John, how's it going? So I know you need help doing React Native Stripe. So I googled React Native Stripe and I found this API by X Carpentier. I don't know if it works, but let's go ahead and try it. So the installation is down here. It's npm I stands for install, React Native, and save. So I'm in my directory. I'm going to go ahead and try that. Now the next thing I'm probably going to need is it says I'm going to need my API keys. Um, Let's do this. So these are my Stripe secret key and publishable key. I logged into Stripe, and if you go to your account settings, you can see the API keys if you go over to API keys. I don't want to show you my live keys. Those are my test keys. So let's see. Okay, this didn't work. So it says that it requires more stuff. Let me see if I type sudo if it'll do that for me. Unmet peer dependency. But shouldn't that just install it for me? All right, let's see. All right, we're going to manually install those. So npm install. We just type sudo just in case. Sudo npm install I. I'm curious which version of React that we have. Well, so currently we're using React 3.87. This is requiring me to use React 15.32. All right. But I probably shouldn't change the version of React Native, to be quite frank. Yeah, this is not going down. Well, this is the right version of React Native. It's just React that won't change. All right. Well, I guess if we can't use this GitHub or this Stripe API, and I mean, it's already fugazi because one, it's not from Stripe, and two, it only has 49 stars. So let me see if Stripe's GitHub has anything for this. Of course, they have Node. Yeah, they don't have any React Native. Okay. So I'm going to probably use the Node version, but I want to see if anyone's given any information on Stripe for React Native. Let's skip that GitHub. So basically, this guy's saying use HTTP posts to do this. So I don't even think this is necessary. Yeah, so basically we don't even need the Stripe module. Alright, so you just fucking start going. So I'm gonna go to the login page. I'm gonna open up the login page so we can both see it. Hopefully my app doesn't crash. When you change this from true to false, it will make it so that it defaults on the login page. If it's true and you're already logged in, it'll keep you logged in. If it's false, it will never keep you logged in. So that's why I did that. That's really works. Now what I want to do is I want to make it so that whenever the login button is pressed, it does a HTTP post. So I don't think we could do all of it in a short video here, but I can at least do the button press. So I have Linker here. This is just the link from hitting login to go somewhere. Just scoot this guy over so we see him. I want this login button now to say an alert. The fuck, boy. Oops, wrong one. That's forgot password. Okay, cool. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a fetch. Now, I have just written a fetch, so I'm not going to write it again. I believe my fetch is in the Barber New page. I'm not use that one. I have another fetch inside of phone. There we go. Now, if you remember, fetch is what we used in React Native last time for React Native to talk to our Rails server. So I proved this works, so I'm going to remove all the extra crap. Now, this is saying I'm going to go to a particular website. This website is of my own creation. I'm going to send a method post, obviously either a get or a post. I'm sending information, so it's going to be a post. This is saying that I want the response back in JSON. And this is going to be the body of the post. This was how I sent the text message. Target number is who I'm sending the text message to. Target message is what I want the text to say. Now, .then means if this works with a good response, then run this. Alternatively, or in addition, I could do .catch, and that would be if an error occurred, do this. Whatever. So I have this. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go back to this tutorial that he was saying. He is saying in order to log in, you just hit Stripe. Cool. To post, yeah, whatever. Application JSON. Content type is a little bit different. Let me copy that. Let me copy that line. It wants that. And authorization is your Stripe key. I don't know if it has to be your Stripe API key. Okay, so my Stripe API key, is it test? Is it secret key or public key? It's probably public key. I don't fucking know. I'll try both. So, public test, body, form body. What the fuck goes in body? All right. He wants to create a credit card token. All right. Wait, form body. Form body. I'm trying to decipher what this is. He has body, form body, and down here he has form body, and he adds this crap to it. Which I don't know what is. Okay, since content type is application, www, the payload should contain a query string. Oh, okay, I see what he's trying to do. Okay, so he's trying to send a query string. So like, you should know what a query string is by now, but like this. Question mark, href, newsfeed, and ref equals nf. So I'm going to look at that and then continue this video. Hey, okay, let's get back to this. So I went to my Stripe and I logged in and I checked out the default credit card, like the test credit card number and the expiration month, year, and CVC because I had forgotten what the test number was. And I realized that in this example, and that this guy used over here, in the completed example down at the bottom, he did the fetch down here, but also he sent a body, which is essentially the post of what he's sending. And basically, he has the card details here, which I filled in with the default values. And then what he did is that he did this loop here, and this loop converts everything to URL parameters. Like what I just showed you on my Facebook, basically, it's just like, let me go to this random person's post. Yeah, it's just this, it's URL parameters. So he's converting that stuff to URL parameters. And then he is putting this in a variable called form body and dropping it here, and that's pretty much it. So I followed suit. I went ahead and I created a variable called the card details. I used his form body, I used his loop, and I did his join, and then I dropped it in here, body, form body. Now, I saved this, and the next thing that I did is that I went ahead and I ran it. So I'm going to go ahead and put these side by side. And I'm going to press forgot password. Now what I did is that I said take the request or the response. Really, let's just say response. Whatever, I'll leave it as request. But this is the response. And console log it. And then I see, okay, I get the response, which is fantastic. It's 200, okay, which is good. But I need to know the token. And what it sends is that it sends this blob. And a blob is essentially like a file type, which does me no service because I can't get the information out of there. So after Googling a bit, it's just, in order to get it to be a JSON, you just type .json, which is fine enough. So I'm going to clear my terminal. I'm going to press this again, and it returns this. Returns a promise. And I see that in 65, it has all the shit that I need. But a promise is essentially something that has to wait for information. So in order to solve a promise, you can just do a then. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say, okay, so what's happening is that the .json is returning a promise, so it has to wait for the JSON to go over the entire file. So I'm going to say, okay, let xx equals, well, actually I don't need that. Let's do this. I'm saying take the request which is really the response. It's going to drive me insane. So take the response from the fetch and try to convert it to a JSON, which should take some time. But then when it's done, and it's set a variable called solved equal to what it is when it's done. So I'm going to save this, and now I'm going to reload this again. Press forgot password. You see it takes actually longer. And now, go back to console and I type solved. It'll be the object clean. It says this is the token. This is when it was created. This token, obviously, it's a card. And a token for a card is basically a number that you can use for that card to charge the person. Or save this to the data. Well, you know, you could save the reference to the database. But that allows you to sort of charge somebody, which is exactly what we need. All right, so that's how you do it. Preferably, you don't want a debugger here. You just want, oops, what did I do? You want to have some variable, I don't know, like some variable up here. Do whatever you need to do. Some variable called card token, have a default, and then I could say card token equals solved.id, and now I have the token, and now I can do whatever I need, and that's pretty much it. All right, so good luck.